Hi children, I welcome you for the second biology class. I hope you understood our previous class well that I can come to know from your homework completion. So, appreciate yourself. Our today's topic is reproduction and nutrition in plants. Reproduction means the process by which plants produce their young ones is called reproduction, and nutrition means intake of food. Plants also need food to grow. Are we giving food and water to the plants? No, but it has the ability to prepare its own food and it will grow by itself. Children, listen the class well. These are all interesting topic. So hereafter if you see any plant, you can find out something in it and tell that information to your friends. Okay. Before move on to the next topic, shall we recall our previous topic once? Okay. What we discussed in the previous class? Reproduction, seed germination, part of seeds and type of cotyledon. Reproduction means the plants which produce their young ones is called reproduction. Reproduction means the plants which produce their young ones is called reproduction. And each and every living organism goes under reproduction. Seed germination. So it is the process of conversion of seed into a young plant is called seed germination. And what are all the three important parts of seed? Seed coat. It is a harder substance and which is used to protect the seed. Cotyledon. The first pair of leaf is called cotyledon. An embryo. It is a new baby plant. Okay. So types of cotyledon. If there is single leaf from a seed means, that is called monocotyledon. There are two leaves from a seed means that is called dicotyledon. Single leaf means monocotyledon. Two leaves means dicotyledon. Okay. So shall we move on to the today's topic? Today, seed dispersal. This is also very interesting topic. So many plants and trees are around us. These are naturally grown. How? By seed dispersal. Dispersal means scattering or distribution of seeds. Dispersal means scattering or distribution of seed. Seed dispersal. The transportation of seed from the parent plant to different places is called seed dispersal. Seeds are transferred from one place to another. How? I will explain. Some distribution factors are there in seed dispersal. Some distribution factors are helpful in seed dispersal. What are they? Wind, animal, water and fruit burst. Wind, animal, water and fruit burst. Let us discuss one by one. Seed dispersal by wind. Okay, seed dispersal by wind. Drumstick seed and maple seeds are wing shaped. So it is easy to transfer in the air, no? Okay. So these are transferred to other place by wind. Drumstick, you know. Maple, the picture is given, it is a foreign tree. Then ack and sunflower seeds are hairy like structure. So this is also very lightweighted. So this is also very easy in traveling in the air. Okay. So these are transferred to other place by wind. Ack means what? Erukonjedi. So seed dispersal by wind. So these four plants are wing and hairy seeds. So it is very lightweighted and easy to travel in wind. The second one is seed dispersal by animals. So animals can eat fruits in the forest and also outside. So the fruit is easily digested by animal, but the seeds pass through the digestive tract and are dropped in other locations. Some animals like squirrels, it will hide the fruit for later use, but it may forget. Okay, so that will become into a new plant. Here one picture is given, xanthium. Okay, this xanthium tree will be in a South Africa. Okay, so xanthium is a thorn-like spine plant. Thorn-like spine plant. Thorn is called urena. See the first picture, it's look like thorn, no? Thorn na mulla. So thorn is called urena that will be attached in the body of animals. So if an animal is moved from one place to another place means it will be dropped down. Okay. So that time it will become into a new plant. See the second picture, that is groundnut. The groundnut is eaten by any birds or squirrel means if it is dropped down means that will become into a new plant. Okay. So these are the two ways by animal. The first way is fruit will be digested but the seeds won't be digested. So that will become into a new plant. And the second one is if the thorn-like structure is present on the animal's body means if the thorn-like structure is attached to the body of animal means that will be transferred from one place to another place. So this is how the dispersal of seeds by animals takes place. Okay, dispersal of seeds by animal takes place by wind means that shall we recall the previous slide? Okay. So seed dispersal by wind means, so these are wing and hairy like seeds. It is very lightweighted. So it is easily can transfer in the wind. The second one is seed dispersal by animals. The seed won't be digested by the animals. So it will be become into a new plant. And also it will be attached. Any plant is attached to any seed is attached in the body of animal. If the animal is moved from one place to another place means that time it will be dropped down means the new plant will grow. Okay, so like this only seed dispersal takes place by animal. Now seed dispersal by water. Okay, seed dispersal by water. Seed dispersal by water. The example is coconut and lily, lotus like that. Okay, so the coconut, if you see any pond means you can see only one lotus or many lotus. We can able to see many lotus. No, how it is become many lotus? Because it is dispersal by water. Okay, because if only one plant is there means that will be become an adult plant and then old plant. The seeds is formed from the plant. So that will become a new plant. That's why the full pond is covered with water. Full pond is covered with lily or lotus plant. And coconut palm also dispersed by water only. Okay. The last step is seed dispersal by fruit burst. Okay. So here the given example is balsam and castor. Castor means amanakku illatina kotamuttu. So this is how these are the 4 important types the seed dispersal takes place. Okay, children. Nutrition in plants. Nutrition is the process of intake as well as utilization of nutrients by an organism. Nutrition is the study of nutrients in food, how the body uses them, and the relationship between diet and health. Our body needs various nutrients like minerals and vitamins to work that we get from healthy food like vegetables, fruits and spinaches. Spinaches means green leaves. Our body should work means we need energy that we get from food. So you should not waste any vegetables, fruits and spinaches. Next, what is nutrients? Nutrients are the substances required by our body for its growth, repair and work maintenance of a body. Nutrients is a substance that provides nourishment essential for the maintenance of life and growth. What are the components of food? Carbohydrates, fat, proteins, vitamin, mineral and water. These are the components of food. We need these everything to get energy. So we must not avoid anything. Why organisms needed food? Organisms needed food for obtain energy. Food is needed for energy that helps us to work. Obtains material for growth. Food is helpful in growth. Obtain material for repair of damaged body parts. If we feel sick, our body has the ability to repair itself. Carry out life processes. We need nutrition food throughout life. So why organism needed food? To get energy for growth and to repair of damaged body parts and for the life. Modes of nutrition. They are autotroph, heterotroph. Autotroph means preparing its own food. Heterotroph It is depending on others for its food. Autotrophs are divided into photoautotroph and chemoautotroph. Heterotrophs, herbivores, carnivore, omnivore, detrivores, sanguivores, frugivores, insectivores. We can discuss one by one. Mode of nutrition. Autotroph. Autotroph means it is a mode of nutrition in which organisms prepare their own food. Okay. So it has the ability to prepare their own food. It is divided into two types. Photoautotroph, which means photo means sunlight. Photo means sunlight. Auto means self. Troph means food. So sunlight, self, food. So which utilize sunlight for preparing their food. Chemoautotroph, which means chemo means chemical. So which utilize chemical energy for preparing their food. Example, bacteria and virus. Next, modes of nutrition. Heterotroph. It is a mode of nutrition in which organisms cannot prepare their own food. Okay. So in autotroph, it has the ability to prepare its own food. But in heterotroph, it do not have the ability to itself. So it must be depend on other for its food. Okay. So it can be divided into 7 types. Shall we explain one by one? Herbivores. Herbivore means the animals which eat only plants. Example, cow and goat. Carnivores. They feed on flesh of other animals. Example, lion, vulture. Detrivores. Feed on dead organic matter. So they will eat only the dead animals. Okay. So example, crab. And sanguivores. Omnivores. Omnivores means they feed on both plant and animals. Okay, plant and animals na. Example, human. We can eat both plants and animals. No. Detrivores, they feed on dead and organic matter. Okay, so they will eat dead matter. Example, crab. Modes of nutrition. Sangivore, which means feed on blood. So it will suck only the blood. It will have blood as a food. The first picture is leech. Leech means attai. Second picture is mosquito. This is a female Aedes mosquito. Frugivores, which means it will eat only the fruits. Okay. So it will eat only the fruits. Insectivores, which is feed on insect. It will eat only the insect. Example, lizard. So what are all the 7 types? Herbivores, which eat only plants. Carnivore, it is feed on flesh on other animals. Omnivores, which will eat both plant and animals. Detrivores, which eat the dead matter. Sangivores, which feed on blood. Frugivores, which eat only fruits. Insectivores, it will eat only insects. Next, on the basis of mode of feeding, organisms are categorized as how they are eating, no? So that we can classify it into 3 types. One is holozoic. They will swallow solid and also liquid food items. They cannot chew because their cellular organisms are not much developed. So they cannot chew. Instead, they will swallow their food. Example, amoeba. Saprophytic. Saprophytic means they absorb organic matter from dead and decaying organisms. So, they will take the food from the dead and decaying matter. Example, bacteria. Parasitic. In this, they cannot prepare their own food. Instead, they depend on other organisms for its nutrition. Example, roundworm. This roundworm and flatworm, these are present in our body. Okay. See the third picture. This is a roundworm which is present in our body. It is helpful in our body. Okay. So they cannot prepare their own food, but they can get food from other organisms. Okay. Holozoic means that will swallow the food. Saprophytic, it take food from the dead and decaying matter. Parasitic means it will depend on other organisms for its food. Now, recapitulation. What we discussed in today's class? Distribution of seed dispersal. What are the 4 ways involved in seed dispersal? Seed dispersal by water, seed dispersal by wind, seed dispersal by animal, seed dispersal by fruit burst. Next, nutrition. What do you mean by nutrition? Nutrition means simply we can say healthy food in order to work on our body and for our body growth. Understood? What do you mean by autotroph? Autotroph means it has the ability to prepare its own food. What are its types? One is photoautotroph, which means it can prepare its own food by sunlight. Chemoautotroph, it can prepare food by chemical energy, by using the chemicals. And heterotroph, what do you mean by heterotroph? Heterotroph means they cannot prepare their own food, but it can depend on another. Okay, so they cannot prepare their own food, but it is depending on another for its food. What are its types? Herbivores. Herbivore means which can eat only plants. Carnivore, which eat flesh of other animals. Omnivores, which eat both plants and animals. And heterivores, which feed on dead and organic matter. Fungivores feed on flood. Frugivores, feed on fruits. Insectivores, which eat insects. And on the basis of feeding habits, it can be divided into 3 types. Holozoic means like amoeba organisms, it will swallow the food. Saprophytic, they absorb the organic matter from dead and decay organisms. Parasitics, it won't have ability to prepare its own food, so it will be depend for another. About these only we discussed in today's class. I hope you understood the session well. If you have any doubt, don't hesitate to ask me. You can ask me. Okay, children? Okay. Thank you, children. Recapitulation in Tamil. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம கிளாஸில் என்ன பார்த்துருக்கோம்னா சீட் டிஸ்பர்சல் பற்றி பார்த்துருக்கோம். நம்மளை சுற்றி நிறைய பிளான்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் ட்ரீஸ் நம்மளால் பார்க்க முடியுது. இது எல்லாத்தையும் நம்ம உருவாக்குனதே இல்லை. நம்ம வீட்டுக்கு தேவையான காய்கறிகள் மட்டும்தான் நம்ம பாதுகாப்பாக உருவாக்கியிருக்கோம், அதை பயன்படுத்தியிருக்கோம். ஆனால் சுற்றி இருக்கிற மரம், செடி, கொடி இதெல்லாம் எப்படி உருவாகுச்சு அப்படின்னா தானா. ஸோ அதுக்கு என்னென்ன காரணங்கள் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா, ஒரு விதை ஒரு மரமாக உருவாகிறதுக்கான காரணம் 4 முக்கிய காரணமாக இருக்குது. ஒன்று, அது காற்று மூலமாக பரவி இருக்கலாம், இல்லை அனிமல்ஸ் மூலமாக பரவி இருக்கலாம், இல்லை தண்ணி மூலமாக பரவி இருக்கலாம். அப்படி இல்லைன்னா அந்த ஃப்ரூட் வெடிக்கிறதுலேருந்து அதிலிருந்து அந்த சீடு இப்படி நிலத்தில் விழுகும்போது அது ஒரு புதிய செடியாக உருவாகுது. இதை பற்றி தான் இன்றைக்கி நம்ம பார்த்தோம். நியூட்ரிஷன் அப்படின்னா ஒரு ஆர்கானிசம்க்கு தேவையான சத்து, அதான் என்னது நியூட்ரிஷன். ஸோ இதில் 2 வகை இருக்குது. ஒன்று ஆட்டோட்ரோஃப், இன்னொன்று ஹெட்டிரோட்ரோஃப். ஆட்டோட்ரோஃப்னா தான் வளர்கிறதுக்கு தானே உணவை உருவாக்கி கொள்வது ஆட்டோட்ரோஃப். எக்ஸாம்பிள் பிளான்ட்ஸ்க்கு நம்ம யாரும் ஃபுட்டு கொடுக்கறது இல்லைல்ல, பட் அது தானாக வளருது. ஸோ எப்படி அப்படின்னா சன்லைட் மூலமாக. அதே மாதிரி மற்றவங்களை உணவுக்காக மற்றதை சார்ந்து வாழ்கிற எல்லாத்தையும் ஹெட்டிரோட்ரோஃப் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம். ஓகேவா? ஸோ ஆட்டோட்ரோஃப்னா தனக்கு தானே உணவை உருவாக்கி கொள்வது ஆட்டோட்ரோஃப். உணவிற்காக மற்றவங்களை சார்ந்து இருக்கிறது ஹெட்டிரோட்ரோஃப். இதில் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 7 வகை பார்த்தோம். தாவரங்களை மட்டும் சாப்பிட்றது, தாவரங்களையும் விலங்குகளையும் சாப்பிட்றது, டெட்டான அனிமல்ஸை சாப்பிட்றது, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு 7 வகை பார்த்துருக்கோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் உணவை சாப்பிட்றதுல எப்படி 3 வகையாக பிரிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னா ஹோலோசோயிக், சாப்ரோஃபைட், பாராசைட். ஹோலோசோயிக்னா உணவை அப்படியே முழுங்கிடும். ஏன்னா அதோட செல் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் அந்தளவுக்கு ஃபார்ம் ஆகலை, ஒரு பல்லு வரலை, ஒரே ஒரு செல்லான உயிரி கூட இருக்குது. அது என்னன்னு உங்களுக்கு எல்லாத்துக்கும் தெரியும்னு நினைக்கிறேன், அமீபா. ஸோ அந்த ஒரு செல் உயிரி அமீபா அதோட ஃபுட்டை எப்படி சாப்பிடும்? மென்று சாப்பிடுமா? கண்டிப்பாக இல்லை. ஏன்னா அதுக்கு உண்டான அந்த செல்லுலர் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் அங்கே இல்லை. ஸோ அதை அப்படியே முழுங்கிடும். சாப்ரோஃபைட்னா டெட்டான ஆர்கானிசம்ஸ். இப்போ வந்து யாராவது இறக்குறாங்கன்னா அவங்கள புதைப்போம் இல்லையா? ஸோ அந்த டெட்டான ஆர்கானிசம்ஸை மண்ணுக்குள்ளே இருக்கிற சில மைக்ரோப்ஸ் சாப்பிடுது. ஸோ அதெல்லாம் என்ன அப்படின்னா சாப்ரோஃபைட். பேராசைட்னா தனக்கு தானே உணவை உற்பத்தி பண்ண முடியாமல் உணவிற்காக மற்றவங்கள சார்ந்து வாழ்கிறது பேராசைட். ஓகேவா? ஸோ அப்படியே உணவை விழுங்குறது ஹாலோசாயிக். சாப்ரோஃபைட்னா மக்கிப்போன உணவை சாப்பிட்றது சாப்ரோஃபைட். பேராசைட்னா உணவிற்காக மற்ற உயிரினங்களை சார்ந்து வாழ்கிறது பேராசைட். ஸோ இதை பற்றி தான் நம்ம இன்னைக்கு படிச்சிருக்கோம். தேங்க்யூ சில்ட்ரன்.